team after this and we'll see what they're up to. Check it. Just like that.
What? I don't know what to say. Here it goes. Okay, so today we are doing our wet layup. This is where we manufacture the tools to make our carbon fiber chassis. And it's a very long and extensive process. It takes a long time. We're going to be here all day. And let's go take a look. Hey, Carbon!
But wait!
Basically, part of the manufacturing process for chassis is making bushings that simulate when we put them into the mold or into the tool. They simulate where the hard points are. We basically manufacture them in-house using steel stock, steel hex stock, and we basically made them into these. They have all of them. Well, some of them have different inner diameters. Basically, because a majority of the inner diameters are number 10, where some are 5/16 and quarters. So I made about 70 of them, all with different inner diameters.
There's more.
So right now what they're doing is they're laying up dry carbon fiber that's with carbon fiber without any resin, and then from there they put it onto the tool. Later on in the day, we're going to debulk it, we're going to bag it, debulk it, and it will then harden into our tool after we put it into the oven. So this mold here this is the top half, or the top part of our mold. The other two back there, those are the bottom halves. So let's go back there for a little bit. So the bottom half of the mold was split into two. The bottom half of the mold was split into two due to detooling problems that we've had in the past. When we split it into two, it makes the detooling process a lot easier. And for people that don't know, back in 2017, the last time we did this, it took them days to get off that second tool, and it was horrible. So we went with this route of splitting up the bottom halves of the tools and everything. So this is a better depiction of them putting on the resin beforehand. So you put the resin on first, and then you're able to apply the dry cloth onto the tool, which makes our tool.
72 hours later.
So right here, as you can see, we have two of the three molds that we have making the driver's cell. This is the main body portion of it. The front bulkhead portion is being machined and will be done hopefully within the next 2 weeks in the machine shop. Armand is machining them. They are halfway done. We got them to 3 plies each of what they need to be, and this is 3 plies out of 16. We had one of our sponsors come in and help with this wet layup over the weekend and try to show us and underclassmen of how this process is done, which was very nice. That sponsor was PTM&W, and they helped contribute the resin, the surface coat, and all those sort of bonding things that we needed for this. That all costed about $2,000. The other materials that we needed for this are the bagging material, which is what you see here, and some of the sealant tape and other sort of stuff. That was provided by AirTech, and that was given to us for free by them, as they are a big company and they are willing to shell that money and material out for us.
And General Sealants.
Oh, and yes, General Sealants, who provided us the chromate, which there was a lot of chromate used in these bags. There was a lot of chromate. And the last sponsor we need to include is SpaceX. That's where we got the dry carbon from. From what you saw in there, well, it's bagged. This is the full finished 16 plies. It's been bagged, and we cured it for 14 hours the other day. And now what's going on is it's all cured and everything, but we need to pop this off so that we can get our mold sort of done, so we were able to use it. The thing with this is we have hard point locations in all of these different places. It's where all the bolt locations are, and we need to get all those bolts out, and that's, with some of the carbon and resin's gone over that, that's something that's going to be a little bit of a hassle, but the feeling once you take the tool off is a lot of fun. So
this is a chassis. If you look at all this carbon, there's this very, very faint thing that you can barely see, which is the Duracoat in between the two.
Wow, Nick!
So yeah, that was one thing that I was working on.
Hey, what's up, homies? It's your girl Tiny coming at you from the 714 over here with the rear frame, homes. That was a good tag. Alright, so this is my rear frame. This houses powertrain components. It is chronology steel tube and it's fully welded. Right now I am about 90% done. I only need to align the engine mounts and integrate the engine into the frame. As you can see, this is an example of my welds, which I have in practicing. And so basically the process was to go by parts. I created several jigs. As you can see, this is our main jig, our base jig. And then this is a sample of another part of the welding process, in which we welded the base first, and then we welded the second base, and essentially we just sandwiched two together to integrate the vertical tubes. The welding process was kind of tough because we had to align every member, or basically the horizontal members, which are the most important because these are the points which are going to be used for mounting the suspension control arms. So they had to be right in place. So the tubes were purchased at Tube Service. They were about $500. And then they were laser notched, and the main hoop was spent at CRD manufacturing, and it cost us about $1,000. The jig material was made out of scraps. It was water jetted and welded into place in-house by me. Schedule wise, I plan to have the rear frame done by March 10th. The engine will be incorporated the week of. So I believe we're still in schedule. Alright, let me show you something cool. I'm gonna show you how light this is.
So, as far as the updates on SES, we did get rejected, unfortunately. So right now what I'm doing is I'm fixing all the problems I got from the judge. So the judge was able to email me and email basically the whole team telling us what's wrong with it. So as far as what's going on right now, I have the spreadsheet working on where obviously red is bad and green is good. So right now impact attenuator is not doing so well, and I'm going to be working on this in the meantime. And this applies both for California and Michigan, so I'm working on both of them simultaneously to try to turn them in as fast as possible to go to competition. So we plan to turn SES in by March 1st, which is this Sunday. And currently I'm working on the welded inserts, and after that we'll move on to the impact attenuator to finish everything up. So that is everything.
So how about the cost?
The cost? It costs knowledge from Dr. Mayurel.
Train.
Can you do it? Oh my god. Design description. What are you doing right now?
I'm making part of the bearing blocks.
Nice. Because the last time the board was too big, right? The inner board.
I messed up my tolerance, so my bearing just slipped right in.
Well, shout out to Professor Mariel for today's lecture on tolerancing, right?
Yep. Now I know how to do it.
Nice.
Flashback.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? This one's bad.
Manufacturing. What do you like? What is the scope of what you're doing? Like, what exactly are you doing?
So I need to face my stock first, so it's squared up.
You're facing your stock to squared up, okay?
Yep, and then I will start machining the profile of it. And after the profile is done, I will do the bore and make sure that the bearing could be pressed in correctly.
Nice.
After that, I'll flip it over, bandsaw the rest of the stock off, and face it.
Nice.
That
Wow.
part will be done.
What major change did you make from last year's bearing block to this year's bearing block design?
So I made mine a shim tensioning method. So my
Okay.
bearing block's a two-piece member now instead of the traditional one-piece. And basically, you'll unscrew 4 bolts and put shims in between instead of using tie rods.
Talk louder.
Instead of using tie rods, I'm using shims.
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 Nice.
Yeah.
And this time we're gonna be in double shear, right?
Everything's a double shear.
Double shear?
Yeah. Because last
Nice.
time it broke.
Double shear for double the fun, am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Wow. So how much money did you spend on this all this stuff? So you know we broke, right?
Yeah, we're broke.
Okay. I like your glasses. You had a haircut?
I did.
Nice, I like it.
I haven't spent any yet.
Wow, so free.
We're on 2 sprockets, but we didn't even use them.
So free 99?
Yep.
Free 99, just like William. Oh my god, dude. Free 99. All right. I think that's it. When do you expect to get your shit done?
March 23rd.
Nice. I believe in you. Okay.
We're manufacturing my injector mounts. They're 80% done. You guys can tell.
Don't move. Don't move the head. Don't move your hand. Don't move your hand. I can't get it just right, but if people squint, oh, there we go. All right. You're good. You're good. All right. Nice.
They're 80% finished.
What? I want to see your beautiful face.
Fuel injectors here.
But stop
And then-
moving your hands so
Not
fast.
too fast.
Yeah, you're moving too fast. Get the inject. Just like that. Now I can focus. I need to see the injectors again one more time.
And then here we have the fuel rail.
The stock.
Fuel rail stock. It is not finished yet. This pull should be done this week.
Yeah, that's just using to cut it the length and then face it, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
You see the hole over there.
Nah, this can fit up to like 4 cylinders on one, but we're gonna cut
We
it
only
to
need
2.
two.
We only need
We
2.
need
That's
2.
right.
And then
Nice.
there are fuel injectors.
But don't move. Stop.
280cc.
280cc.
Teachworks.
Dishworks. Oh, shout out to our sponsor, Dishworks, for our fuel injectors. What else they give us? A pressure regulator.
Pressure regulator.
And what else?
That's it. That's it for now.
That's a lot. The pressure regulator stuff's about a couple $100,
We
right?
have- Yeah. It's like $200. So right now I'm pretty much, I want to say I'm 60% done with all my manufacturing.
60?
60% done.
Nice. That's more than half. More than half.
More than
Nice.
half. I need to face and finish my fuel rail. And then after that, once I'm done with the machining, I will go and water jet my tabs for my fuel tank. And that should be it. The fuel tabs for the injector mount, the fuel tank should be pretty quick. It's just
Yeah,
much
so
bending and water jetting.
Because we're modifying 2018s.
Yeah. That's
Nice.
pretty much it.
Sweet. Okay. Let me
And
see what
after that,
else.
we'll have to be welding integrating my injector mounts to Tim's intake.
To Tim's intake. Hi, Tim. Do you need to purchase any new parts or anything else in the future or no?
As of now, no. Maybe I think we just need one screw and I think a little bit of some bushings, but they're pretty cheap.
Yeah, that's all like quick.
Less than $10.
Yeah.
Super McMaster.
Yeah.
And then as of now, no. My stock was donated. Fuel rail stock was $10 or $18. And that's pretty much it.
There we
So
go.
this is 2018 tabs. They've already been cut, ungrinded off. They're pretty much, we're enlarging them for 2 inches to have more space for either removing the
I
fuel
need to.
tank.
What is this? Focus or aperture, whatever it's called on the camera.
Doesn't really focus.
All right, just show me put the tab back in where my finger is right here. It's like,
So these are the old tabs.
don't move it. Don't move. Oh, and you're making them a
We're making them bigger, a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
And height-wise, there will be 1.5 in height.
Nice.
For where they mount onto.
Yeah.
And then here's more stock, and we need to remake our fuel injector mounts.
Nice. Just in case. Sweet.
in
Sweet.
case. And then
Here we go.
here's
Some
a
bling right here, right?
pretty fuel pressure regulator.
Nice. Nice. Show me the goods. Show them the goods. Ooh!
Teachworks right here.
Don't move the camera. Let me just make sure the focus is good. Shout out DeechWorks. I'm recording, bro.
Alright, what's up guys? My name is Hui.
What's up, man?
So I'm part of Powertrain team and
Powertrain. Say that.
And I'm doing the exhaust as my part for the team.
Nice.
And so to start off with the exhaust system for manufacturing, I based my whole manufacturing on using CAD model.
Because we're smart, right?
Yeah, because we're smart. Instead, I didn't build a jig or anything because
you don't need
I feel like it's a waste of time.
Yeah, you smart, right?
Yeah, because I got my way out of it. So what I did is I pretty much try to chop off small pipes and then kind of like match it with the CAD model and try to go the best as I can. So far, this is what I got for finished. One of the primary finished products, which is the right one. That's all welded up, ready to go. And this is the second one that's gonna be finished sometime this week.
Nice.
And everything is gonna be V-band from the collector to the muffler. Just the easiest way to tighten them up instead of using any other locking device, I guess. Yeah, so my component contains the primary collector and the muffler. The muffler that I'm going to be using is the Hindle muffler.
Show me.
Which is this right here.
That big boy right there?
This bad boy.
Big boy.
It should be able to do what I designed it to be.
Have you drop tested the parts yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. As you can see, it's multiple scratches. Nice. Been through, a lot of different areas.
Nice. Okay, that's
So
a required powertrain over here. We drop test all parts.
Yes, sir. So moving on, for the manufacturing plan schedule, all the parts are, the whole system will be completed like within 2 weeks. So everything is still on the right scheduling path. And for all of this, I use older years pipes and make it to the one that the one that we will be using this year. So as far as cost wise, I didn't spend nothing.
Free 99?
Free 99.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Full send, free 99.
Free 99. We broke, right?
Yes, sir.
That's right. We broke.
We're students, cheap, like
we broke.
Gotta hit up my loan to post my loan. You know what I'm saying?
What was the major change from last year to this year's design? Just give a brief overview.
Based on design change last year, primaries were a bit longer than the one that will be that I designed this year by roughly about 5 inches.
Okay.
We went through testing the size through Ricardo Wave and showing that it weren't much of a difference in terms of power length. So we were able to
Say that again. Power. Nice. Okay. Too close. I can't. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, so we were able to, the shorter length this year got us to have a higher horsepower band. So in that case, that's why we went with the shorter length.
Bang. Stripped. Easy. This was already here from last year. We have a new PE3 wideband control unit.
How much was that?
Well, it was from last year, so it's free for us, but last year they paid about $125. Everything else we only paid about $130 because we had stuff from last year that was able to use, just scrap wire and such. This harness is actually completed and done. Last night I was here till midnight. No, Sunday night I was here till midnight. Plugging this into my laptop with PE3. Here's my 12-volt power supply, basically a battery. I was able to plug it into the starter relay and give power to everything. Like here's the TPS sensor, all plugged in. Off switch, ECU, on switch, throttle body, map sensor. Everything's good to go, plugged in. All I gotta do right now is just clean up the. This is the Ethernet port where the Ethernet thing goes in. I gotta put lube on this, clean it up, and then take all this. and zip tie here and put tape on this area to make it one solid giant like loom thing. That way it won't get torn out or whatever. But so far it's pretty clean and labeled. And that's about it. Drivetrain Lee getting his lunch right now because we're power training, gotta be powerful. Yeah, that's about it for wiring.
Any more program expenditures?
No, everything we have. We may have to purchase another lambda sensor, not this, the actual sensor, the lambda sensor which is here. If this does wear out, it does look in good condition. We gotta just test it and find out. If this is worn out, P3 gives us half off, I believe, so it'll be $40 for a new one. But once you get a new one, you don't need to replace it for every. It lasts about 100 hours. Shifting's here too; it's all ready to go and plugged into the car. Yeah, and here's the ECU and the baggie, all like wrapped up for effectiveness. There he is right there. Let's go wake his ass up. Tim! You got any parts to show me?
Do you really want to see it?
Yes. Have you drop tested the parts yet?
No.
Okay, well.
Here, drop test.
Yeah, do it real quick. Drop it. Oh, okay, it passed.
I am amazing. I'm so uncomfortable right now. Hey guys, I'm Tim. I finally woke up, and this is what I'm doing. I'm doing intake. Currently, I have done the 2 flanges. I have done the plenum flange and the pipe flanges. So I have to do what I have to finish is the 2 molds for the plenum and the elbow, and a male mold for the restrictor. I'm pretty much on schedule, but in the delay of the machines used by Baja and us, I'm hoping like a 1 or 2 week delay, but I'm on schedule. In terms of budget, I have to order this piece, which we already ordered. I'm sorry, I'm not manufacturing this piece. This is a clamp between the elbow and the restrictor, and I'm ordering aluminum piping to finish the pipes, and we have a pressure relief flap, and that's it.
Suspension.
Hi.
What's your design description for the rockers?
So I'm currently working on the rear rockers. They connect the outboard suspension components and the control arms to the inboard suspension and the chassis. They're pretty basic. Basically, they just rotate around a bearing. They're bolted to a couple of different pieces, and that's all they do. It's really simple. There's some on the rear and some on the front, and right now I'm working on the rear ones. As far as timeline is concerned, these ones should be done this week, if I don't ruin them. And then the front ones, I'm hoping to have done by the end of next week as well. We've already finished all of the spacers that are needed for any like weird diameter holes or anything like that. So the rockers are just the last thing that I have to do in terms of machining.
Cool. So in terms of manufacturing, what kind of manufacturing tasks does this take?
As far as how I'm working on it, the rockers themselves only take one operation on the mill. I'll face the material down to its final thickness and then machine them out into what's called window frame machining, where basically you shape the part and at the very end you just cut out the contour and it falls out. It's really simple. You end up having to do a little bit of grinding or sanding at the end to kind of clean up your edges. But since these aren't necessarily like critical on the external contours, it doesn't take a lot of super intense labor to do any of it. So it's pretty simple as far as machining is concerned.
Nice. So any program expenditures that you had to take to get the parts here?
Nope, all of the material that I'm using was all just donated aluminum from APP, so no extra expenses. In terms of the rockers themselves, we did have to buy new bearings for the rockers, but otherwise this material was all donated.
Cool. Thanks, Summer.
I guess we're going then.
Yep.
Alright, here we are in the machine shop. We got the uprights right here. These are going to be the main structure component for the suspension. We can see these are the rears, these are the fronts. All the uprights have their first operation completed. We just got to machine out the jigs right here, this aluminum. And then we're going to be doing some 5-axis. We're going to bolt the jig onto the uprights, doing some 5-axis operations. Oh god. Yeah. As for program expenditure, most of the aluminum stock that we got is donated from APP. We are using SKF bearings, and Arconic is doing our hubs, which you can see a picture right here. You gotta insert that in post. So there's very little expenditure that we're using for this component, and we should be finishing up in the middle of March, the end of March. Yep.
Alright, Eric, so how's your manufacturing status of you going?
It's going pretty good, you know. Right now, that is sketchy. Okay.
That's sketch.
Yeah, so right now, doing a really quick liability test just to make sure the car can run.
Get me the
yeah.
I have my new dashboard hooked up and we're ready to test it out.
Those are really nice fasteners, you know.
Yeah,
I love that.
It's removable.
It's removable.
Temporary.
So let's check this out.
That's amazing, actually.
Yeah, technology,
some stuff.
man.
I got battery voltage.
Okay, cool.
G's. This is speed, I think. I think this is temperature.
In Celsius, it has to be, right?
No. Actually, no. This is.
That can't be Fahrenheit. It's
no,
impossible.
that's something else actually.
Kelvin.
Okay, never. I don't have temperature, but yeah, it's a work in progress. You know,
it's something.
I don't know what this number is. This is 25.1.
Show them the radios.
Yeah, my boss gave me some radios.
Hello.
Ow.
Come in. Over.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much the whole point of this scan is just so we can collect some data. So we're gonna do a couple laps, turn some laps, see what happens, and hopefully.
Very slow laps. Cause he's slow.
Hey.
It's not the car. It's not the car. It's him.
I'm gonna watch some fast performance driving. I'm gonna drive really slow because I don't want to crash. And yeah.
Brake test first.
Yeah, brake test first.
We don't.
Aerodynamics.
Okay, when do I start?
You can start now if you want.
Okay. Here's the ribs. The spars are currently under a whole bunch of other stuff, so I didn't grab them. But here are the final ribs. Water jetted, tap, inserted. Here's one of the last skins we did of our layups that hasn't been trimmed yet, but soon we'll have all of these trimmed in order to start bonding after the rib and spar are assembled. We already have all the jig pieces for everything to bond the ribs and the spars. After all the skins are laid up and all the rib and spars are bonded, we can get all that together. So here's one of the S1223 ribs, and here's one of the MSHD ribs. Both are different elements. You can see here that these one has these two tabs at the top. This is a mid rib that's going to be mounting, or the mounting points for the rear or front. I think this is the Epler, so the front wing. And yeah.
What did you water jet it out of?
Aluminum 6061 1/4" sheet metal. Using that because we have so much and we get donations, so we didn't want to increase any cost since we were outsourcing the spars that were a little more costly.
How much did that cost?
Around the jig and the spars probably cost around $200 together. But the jig can be reused over the next couple of years, and we can use it for other things as well. So what have we done? What did we do over the break?
Okay, so what we did was we manufactured the entire vehicle's wing assemblies. So Ben and I started CDR. Right after CDR, we started manufacturing. We started with the ribs. So, you want to talk a little bit about the ribs?
I already talked about it, so it's okay.
Okay. So basically, we water jetted them, we tapped them, bored the holes, and we put the inserts in. So that took us a little bit to get everything set up, but it was pretty cool because we knocked it out within the first week after CPR. And then after that, we also did water jetting of the mounts. The only thing that's remaining for the mounts is to throw the skins on them so we don't disturb the airflow on the Kepler. The bulk of our time was actually in manufacturing the airfoils. So each one is a layup, and layups take a long time because you have to get all your materials, you have to prep them, and you have to cut everything to size. And so that took us a while, but we found a way to cure 5 skins at one time thanks to Kenji. We were able to stick 5 in the oven at the same time, and then we were able to bond, not bond, but cure everything that we needed. In addition to that, we made the jig, and we made the spacers for the jig, and we got all the supplies we needed to start the bonding process, and that's pretty much where I left off. Beyond that, all that remains pretty much is bonding, or that remained at that time was bonding, and then just assembly of the package. But yeah, that's our
Nice, Yusuf. That was good.
Thank you, sir.
So just to go off of that, we already have all of our materials. We don't need to buy anything else, and it's time to just bond it. Smile, Yusuf.
This is our very engineered system of bonding foam together. And then after that, that was what we were doing last. I pretty much died. And so yeah, that was fun. Current task is getting back into everything and figuring out what the
Dang, Jerry. Have you been manufacturing at all?
Just a little bit here and there. But I've mostly been working on this really nice design report. Yeah, as you can see, it's costing me quite a bit of money. I'm trying to word things right, get the structure down. But yeah, it's also due on Monday, so whatever it takes.
We're not manufacturing. We're out here supporting the local community, which is even better than manufacturing. I manufactured a relationship between the community and the car. What's the last criteria to sell this?
Cab drawings.
How many do for me?